Warren, the New Hampshire GOP chairman, to come forward. We have a few things that we're going to ask her to do. First of all is to read a letter from Senator Kelly Ayotte, and then to introduce Colonel West. So,
Andrew's trying to keep me short. All I'm allowed to do is read the letter and introduce the colonel. But I'm the chairman now. So I want to say I was just having a lovely conversation outside the room with some good folks. And where's Peter? Peter Silva, where's he sitting? Is he right under my nose somewhere? Did he leave the room? Peter, Dottie Price lived in your ward, and she will do anything she can to help you get elected. I just saw her outside. She promised that wherever Dottie is, I just said it in public, you got to follow through. So I need everybody in this room. If you live in Nashua, if you live in Hillsborough County, if you live in the great state of New Hampshire, we need you to come down into Nashua and help with Peter's race. We've got to win that seat back, and he's the right man for the job. It is an honor to share with you this letter from our great Senator Kelly Ayotte. Dear Nashua Republican City Committee members and guests, thank you for gathering today with fellow Republicans as we continue our critical efforts toward victory in 2014. Together we will ensure that New Hampshire and our nation is again governed by a majority of Republicans. That effort begins here in Nashua with Pete Silva's special election for state representative. We will ensure victory in this race and throughout the state and country by banding together to support those conservative tenets of individual liberty, personal responsibility, and limited government that we all hold dear. I would like to thank you for all you do to advance our party's important goals. I look forward to working with each of you in this important fight to protect the state and country we all love. Best wishes, Kelly A. Ayotte, U.S. Senator. Just say, Kelly A. Ayotte, U.S. Senator, what an extraordinary job she's doing on behalf of the great people of New Hampshire. If you want somebody who's going to stand on principle and be a voice for what we know is right, you can look to Senator Ayotte, who took a principled and difficult stand on the gun vote that has cost her dearly, and she did it because she knew she was right. She's been the leading voice trying to track down the truth of what happened in Benghazi, and from the day she was elected, she has been the loudest voice in Washington for a balanced budget and fiscally responsible policy. She is fighting for us, and I hope that you've got her back, because I know she's got yours. And you should applaud her. I just want to tell you how excited I am to be a Republican in New Hampshire today. It is good to be a Republican in the Granite State. We have good things happening. We just won a special election in June out in Claremont in a very blue city, in a very blue seat that was held by a Democrat, and we took it back to a Republican candidate. And that's just the beginning. We're going to win Pete Silva's seat. We're going to win 3 more special elections after that, and we're going to go into next year with the momentum and the excitement and the support and the ground game that we need to win all of our races next year. I am so pleased that we finally have some people looking at these seats, some candidates, some potential candidates, helping us get the message out there. We need all of you to help us get the message out. Governor Hassan has been a dismal failure. Right out of the gate, trying to balance the state budget on money that literally is fictitious, money that doesn't exist. And what happened? Completely fell apart. Was she surprised that casino gambling didn't pass in New Hampshire? Has it ever passed the other 12 or 15 or 347 times that they've tried to pass it? So we can do better. We can do better. We know what we need to succeed. We know that the policies of the Republican Party of limited government, personal freedom, unlimited opportunity, those are principles that when we translate them into policy, lift up the entire community. No matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or what your political affiliation is, those are policies that make life better for all of us. And And that's what we have to remember, because that's what our message is as Republicans. When you vote Republican, it helps your family, it helps your community, it lifts us all up together. And we want to make sure that we're standing together, that we're united, that our message is united, and that we're all working together to promote the message, to get our candidates across the finish line, because I promise you, as I stand here today, that when elections are over in November of 2014, Republicans are going to own the House, Republicans are going to own the Senate, we're going to win our federal races, and come hell or high water, we are winning back the corner office. That is what we're here for, don't you forget it. I am honored to be able to introduce our keynote speaker this evening. This is a man of extraordinary heart, patriotism, and service to our great nation. He has served in the United States military for 22 years. He served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he has served us in Washington as a United States congressman. He has been a loud, clear, articulate voice for strong, conservative Republican values, those values that we all fight for every day that make our nation great, that make our nation strong, and we need a lot more voices like this out there. I am so pleased to introduce to you U.S. Congressman and Marine Colonel Allen West.
You know, Army guys also have very good haircuts. You know, it is, I tell you, Marines. They got great commercials, they got great uniforms, they get all the ladies, and they even stole, you know, my introduction. But thanks so much, Madam Chairwoman, for having me here. Thanks so much, Andrew, to all the elected officials, to all the candidates. It really is an honor to be up here in the Granite State. I cannot believe that I'm standing here with you today, but you just need to know heartfelt how special this is for me. Now, I can tell you that I can stand up here and I can talk about tax policy. Should we move from the progressive tax code to a flat tax? Should we have a fair tax? I can talk about regulatory policies and how they're affecting business growth. I can talk about monetary policy, quantitative easing, all the bad things that it means to print money and the inflationary second and third order effects. But what I want to talk to you about is something more personal. And what I want to talk to you about is what I think we need to do as Republicans so that we can be successful in the United States of America. I want to talk to you about the journey to the American dream, because that's really what it is all about. That is really why people have come to our shores, because they wanted to be a part of that dream. And when I think about the American dream, I think about how just a couple of weeks ago, I was a headline speaker on the National Review Summer Cruise that steamed out of Amsterdam and went up into Norway. And when I sat there on several different panels, I thought about the incredible intersection of my life. That the principles of 1955, when William F. Buckley Jr. started the National Review, had married up with a young man that was born in an inner city neighborhood, the same neighborhood that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. grew up in. That's the journey to the American dream. And how can we continue to make sure that it gets there? How can I continue to tell that story, which is so important for our future generations? Well, my journey starts first and foremost with family. When I think about the black community today, only 28% of our children in the black community have mothers and fathers in the home. That was not the life that I grew up with. To have a father that was born in 1920 in Alabama who grew up in South Georgia, to have a mother that was born and raised in South Georgia in 1931. My father who served in World War II, who taught me that the greatest thing that you could ever do is wear the uniform of this nation, to serve this nation, to give back to this great country. To have a mother who served 25 years as a civilian servant to the 6th Marine Corps District Headquarters. And that's why my haircut is like that. But to have family,
Croc TV.